Hello, Teaquilters. We are now working on part 3 of the spectacular 16s mystery quilt with Teaquilts. This time we're going to be working with our, what I call the main fabric, the fabric that you have 2 yards of. Then this is your background fabric, something that contrasts between the two. And then we're also going to be working with the strip set that we made in part 1. All right, so we're going to do some cutting. So we're going to move things out for a minute. And so first off, we're going to be cutting. And we're going to use our main fabric. For me, it's blue. It's whatever color you pick your 2-yard fabric piece for. And I say 2 yards because if you ever wanted the opportunity to cut your borders from the lengthwise grain of fabric, this is your opportunity. I cut most of my borders when they're on the outside this way, so I thought maybe you might want to give it a try. So for cutting, if you want to do it this way, otherwise you can wait and cut it at the end, but I'm going to tell you what I did. So I took my main fabric and I cut it about 55 inches from the 2-yard cut. Then I took that 55 inches and I squared up the selvages off. I folded it up about 4 times. I have a ruler that's like 36 inches long. If you need to fold it one more time, you can use one of your larger rotary cutters or a 45 millimeter with a new blade. I then cut that into 5-inch strips. So I need 4 5-inch strips. So that's a little bit less than half of the piece from selvage to selvage. Actual size for this to be cut is 53 inches, 5 by 53 inches. Now you can wait and see what your borders end up being, so I gave you a couple inches extra, or you can go ahead and cut them now. I have already cut my pieces to 53 inches, so I have my 4 pieces at 53 inches. From the remainder of that cut, I am going to cut 2 strips, or cut a strip 9.5 inches lengthwise to the fabric. So the same way that you just cut these 5-inch pieces, you now want to cut a piece that is 9.5 inches. And then you're going to cut 42-inch pieces. So you may have to cut 2 9.5 inches and count them as you go, because anything that's left you want to use in clue number 4 that'll be coming up next month. So make sure you don't cut extra. You just need to have 40 9.5 by 2.5, and that will also make these your sashing strips also cut on the lengthwise grain. All right, next thing, from our background fabric, we're going to cut 2 strips 2 inches off of your width by width, your regular cutting. So 2 inches, and then you want to square those up to 43.5. So make sure that your fabric is at least 43.5 inches wide. Otherwise, you're going to need to cut 3 2-inch strips. So I was able to get that out of this grunge, 43.5. So you need 2 of those, and they are 2 inches wide. Okay. And then again, you're also going to need this, and you're actually going to be sewing this onto here, but we'll get to that when we get to that step. Other items that you're going to need are your squares. So let me pause and get those. All Alright, so I forgot to tell you at the beginning that you're also going to need your accent fabric. And your accent fabric could be one fabric or it could be scrap. So if you have extra pieces left over, it would not harm the integrity of this quilt if you want to make these scrappy. I happen to have some 2.5-inch squares that I ended up cutting down. These were left over from my exploding star, so I decided to use those because I didn't have anywhere else to use those since they were solids. So you should have purchased 1/8 yard of red accent. You're going to need to cut 2 strips, 2 inches wide, and then you're going to cross cut that into 25 2-inch squares. Okay, so that's what you need. You need your sashing strips, your red squares or your accent. Mine's are red. And then we've got our border piece here for the outside. We're not going to do any sewing with this yet. We just wanted to cut them before we cut our other pieces out of it. We also have these 2 pieces here. So first thing we're going to start sewing is our sashing. So when this quilt is eventually set, you're going to have 4 rows of blocks. So that means we need 4 sashing strips 5 times. So we're making our sashing rows. So 3 and 4. So this is our sashing row, and then you're going to put a square in between these. You're going to start with one on your left, and then you're going to put one in between here and all the way down to the end. And then when you get to the end, you're also going to have a square on the end. So for each sashing row, you need 4 sashing strips and 5 sashing and 5 cornerstones, and you need to make 5 of these. So I'm going to go sew one of these strips together so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about, and then I will be right back. Alrighty, I am back and I have done some sewing, and I just want to explain how I made these so that everyone is on the same page. So you're going to take 20 of your sashing strips. Remember, we cut 40. You're going to need 20. Into 20 of those, you're going to sew a square onto one end. It doesn't matter. I can rotate this. So just sew a square to one end. And as you're pressing, you want to press towards your sashing on all the steps from forward on this part, okay? All right, so you want to do that 20 times. So I just have some here that I have. Then you're going to take these 2 pieces here, and you're going to sew them into pairs. So you're going to do this. So here, 1/4 inch seam, you'll do this 10 times. And when you open it up, you'll have something that looks like that, 2 pairs. So I can't show you the whole thing here, but you'll have something with 2 pairs like this. And it doesn't matter which way it's turned. I've got it turned this way because I know I'm going to be putting the next red square on top. So that's what I do. So once you have 10 pairs, you're now going to sew your 10 pairs together. So you'll take another pair, flip over your red square, and then we're going to sew that with 1/4 inch seam, and we're going to do that 5 times. Okay, so I've got these in steps, so that's why you don't see all 5 of mine, but I will show you all 5 of mine at the end. So now you've got 4 of these in a row. This is folded, Got 4 sashings and 4 cornerstones. So now we just need to add a red square onto the end of each of the 5 strips. You should have had 5 squares left because we had 25 and we used 20 in the first sewing up to the sashing, the 20 sashings. So you should have had 5 left. So we're going to now sew those 5 onto the end of each strip, and we'll have 5 of these, and then I will come back. Well, and I have that here. You can't see the whole strip set, but you can see that both ends have the red square now, and everything, the seams are pressed towards the sashing. So make sure that you do that. So it'll be whatever color square accent that you're using for yours. It could be scrappy also, as I mentioned earlier. So I will go sew all of my pieces together, and then I'll come back so we can sew the next steps. Alright, so here we are. I have taken a photo of my quilt blocks and I have it on the screen for you guys. And I just wanted to show you that we now have 5 sashing rows. And then I'm also showing you that I have the border fabric. It's cut to 53 inches long and I have it folded in half. And now we are going to put up 3 of your sashing strips and your border fabric strips. You're going to put those up. You won't need those, and then I'll come back with a new board. Again, I am working off of a photo, and the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take one of your sashing rows. You're going to take one of your background strips, and you're going to take one of your pieced strips from sewing clue number 1, and we're going to sew all 3 of those together, and we are going to do that twice. Now I must caution, if you have pieced this strip here where you've got a top or a bottom, it shouldn't happen because it's scrappy, but if it did and you got something that you want to be the top part, this could be your top row where it's turned sideways here because that's what I'm working with right now. But you could put your sashing, background, and your strips. This configuration here would end up being your bottom row, so make this your top. Now if we were doing this and for the top row, then you would have your piece strip, then your sashing over here, and your top would be here. So if you need that, if not, just sew it, sashing, background, and your strip. Okay? Alright, I will see you when I get this done. And also, remember, you have 2 of these, so we need to do this twice. Okay? Bye-bye. While I'm sewing these units together, I'm going to go ahead and put the photos from people that have submitted theirs to me via email to teaquiltsnews@yahoo.com before the end of the month, showing you sewing step number 2. I am back and I have my row sewed. I am taking pictures vertically on my design wall, and then I'm turning them vertically so you all can see because I don't have enough space. And I just want to say that I decided to press my seams away from my lighter background fabric, and some of you may have white, so I just want you to know, be aware of that. But really, when you're pressing the seams on these rows, it doesn't matter which way you press the seams at this point. If it matters, I'll tell you, like your sashing strips, it does matter. But on the rows of the sashing to the background fabric and the strips, it doesn't really matter which way you press. Just press any way you would like. Alright, so that's going to be it for March Sew Along. We're going to come back next month where we're going to work on 2 more units. And yeah, we're almost getting done with this. I feel like we should be done by May for sure, just for those that are wondering. And that's going to be it, guys. You all stay blessed. Be safe, everyone, and quilt out. And lastly, don't forget to send your photos to teaquiltsnews@yahoo.com. Bye-bye.